Okay, so here is a mini guide on how to set boundaries after childhood trauma. I really want to go in depth within this topic because I know that this is something that a lot of people struggle with, and I want to explain to you how to master this boundary once and for all so that you can live your life and be able to say no, be able to get out of situations that you don't like, and being able to fully live according to your own authenticity without betraying yourself, feeling safe with having boundaries. Before we start the mini guide, you can join the free WhatsApp group. The link is in the description for survivors of childhood sexual trauma. It's basically free coaching. It's a small group and you can ask me any question and I give you tailored feedback. I give you practices, tools, guidance so that you can really understand your trauma, heal and awaken to a life of peace, of bliss and connectedness. Thank you and see you. After trauma, it's very difficult to set boundaries because all your boundaries have been completely destroyed. I know that when you're struggling to set boundaries, it makes life very stressful and very difficult because you're always thinking how you're going to be able to say no to something you don't want or to some people that you don't like being with. And it can feel so terrifying to do it and so difficult, challenging, because you never learned how to do it. Because as a kid, your boundaries were never respected. They were never heard. And so now you live your life believing that it doesn't matter and believing that no matter what you do, you cannot set a boundary and you won't be able to do it anyway. So you can have sense of hopelessness around this, feeling like you always sacrifice yourself for others and are never able to fully live your life on your own terms. And I know what I'm talking about because in my own life as a survivor of childhood trauma, I really struggled with this. It was extremely hard for me to say no. I had people pleasing and I couldn't take myself away from situations that I didn't want. And I just wouldn't feel safe about setting boundary and I would feel weak and powerless. And so the first step really is to identify the pattern. So what I mean by that is, in what situations are you struggling to set boundaries exactly? Is it with your friends? Is it with your family? Is it at work? Is it with yourself? And then identify, how do you feel in these situations? It's very important to get in touch with our emotions because the healing happens on both the mind and the body level, and the body feels a lot of things. So we have to get in touch with our feelings to know exactly what's happening in these moments. Do you feel shame? Do you feel fear? Do you feel doubt? Do you feel unsafe? Just take a moment and pay attention really to how do you feel in these moments. Now, you need to identify exactly why are you not able to set the boundary. And there could be many reasons why. It could be that you don't feel safe. It could be that you believe you must sacrifice yourself for others. It could be that you feel shame. It could be that it's just a habit. And so there are many informations that you can get around this. But see for yourself as you're watching this video, pay attention and try to find exactly why you're struggling. What is it all about? And there can be multiple things at the same time. Maybe you're scared and you feel shame at the same time. So this is the first step, is the awareness step. It's necessary. It's the foundation of the healing. Some people don't do this step properly. So they go in therapy and they don't know what's happening to them. They have not inquired into themselves to try to find the answers. And I understand because sometimes it's very scary. But if you really want efficiency and you really want to heal, I highly recommend you do this by yourself and you look in yourself and you train yourself to become aware of these patterns. You shine awareness on these patterns. So what I recommend is meditation. You can just use a meditation for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and you just focus on this and you try to answer this question that I gave to you. Why is it so difficult? What is it all about? What do you feel? And the reason why I say this is because the deeper you go in this work and the better it is. You can try to set boundaries your whole life, and every time a situation happens, you just try as much as you can, but there is this huge resistance all the time. Instead, what we want to do is to gain clarity, more and more clarity on the whole pattern, so that we can really find the root cause of the problem and get to feel this and break free from it. And once you have clarity on that, then you can process to the next step. Get in touch with these feelings. Maybe there's deep anger, maybe there is deep rage, maybe there is sadness, maybe there is terrifying fear. And then, according to the emotion you feel, you will learn to allow it to be and process it. Okay, so for example, if you feel anger or rage, I highly encourage you to express this rage, to get in touch with this pain of not being able to set the boundary, and you scream this out and you smash a pillow, you scream the loudest you can, you go in the forest. And if you have sadness, you allow this sadness to rise in you, and you give space to this sadness, and you cry out this pain, and you let that out, finally. If you have, for example, fear, then it's about learning how to stabilize the fear and ground yourself and breathe and learn how to deal with this fear with kindness and compassion instead of trying to avoid it instead, which is what most people do. And that's why they struggle for so long. It's about being in touch with your feelings, being close to your feelings, not avoiding them or getting over them. What I mean by processing the feeling is not to get rid of it, but it's allowing a safe container. It's giving them space. It's allowing your nervous system to be stable enough to fully feel it through your body and let them go wherever they want to go. You know, not resist them. But if you feel that sadness, for example, you just let it come to the surface. You're not controlling them. You're not trying to make it happen. You surrender to the feeling. And that's how you process them. Now, a lot of these feelings, they're coming from the subconscious. They are suppressed. And so when you start asking yourself the questions I said earlier, you will naturally get in touch with these feelings. And that's when they will start to come up, it is very important to see them fully so that they don't remain in the suppressed part of your psyche and they finally see the light, right? And I want to share something that I saw with my client. One of my clients, she had trouble setting boundaries. And by connecting to her inner child and allowing the sadness to come up and feeling that sadness, she was able to set boundaries much more easily. It was quite impressive how fast she started to be able to set boundaries just by letting these suppressed feelings come to the surface. And so in a span of just 2 months, she was already starting to put boundaries with her family and with her friends and taking more time for herself and doing things she liked and not being overwhelmed by other people's demand. And what helped her so much is to remember in the past how she felt and let this suppressed feeling come up to the surface. And that's why I told you to ask yourself the questions, what exactly is the problem? What do you feel? So that you can really connect to this part of you that is traumatized, that is in pain around setting boundaries, so that you can let it come up, feel it, embrace it, and integrate it. And from that place, it will be much easier. And don't be afraid of going back in the past. Don't be afraid of remembering the memories. It is safe. I know you're resisting and you're stuffing everything down. You're suppressing everything, but when you inquire into this problem, don't be afraid of letting the images come up, of letting the thoughts come up. Don't resist them. Let them happen and observe them from a place of non-judgment, from a place of unconditional observing. Let them happen. It's okay. Try to see that these are just memories. These are just images. They are not the reality. And they are just thoughts. It's not the reality. It's just sentences in your head. It's not that important. And let it happen. Let the past come up to the light. It's important having this work of remembering things and put clarity on the past and shed light on the past. Okay, so when you will feel into these feelings around this issue, you will have all this stuff come up. You let it come up, You see and you embrace it. You open yourself to it and you relax with it and you let it happen. Your body already knows how to do it. Your body is intelligent. It knows how to process. It knows how to break free. Only you is blocking yourself by trying to micromanage and control this healing. So let it come up. Really have the intention to put light on it. Shine light on it, and you will find your clarity this way. And you will, this way, by allowing, you will see that more and more feelings are coming up to the surface to be worked on, to be felt, to be embraced. And that's normal, that's to be expected. And that's what is truly liberating, is when you actually feel the pain of not being able to set the boundaries. You actually, once you have the clarity on the problem, you feel the pain. You allow it to be felt and you identify in your body where is it that you feel it and you embrace it. And it can be very painful and you might want to scream and you might want to cry for 2 hours, but you do it. And that's where the hard work is. It's ugly, but it's liberating. And so the healing process is not about making it perfect and beautiful. No, it's also very ugly and messy. And allow yourself to be messy. Allow yourself to remember this past and express everything you couldn't express at the time. That way, you will break free from the limitations of your subconscious that is preventing you from setting boundaries, because everything is stuffed down there and it creates this huge emotional block. By feeling these feelings, you're freeing yourself from this emotional block and you're allowing this to finally come up to the surface and you rise in your higher power. Because the true power is not about suppressing, the true power is about facing the actual pain. So that's where the true change will happen. Trust me on that. I did it and it works very well. There are many other things that I want to share about boundaries, which are very good pointers and guidance to really understand the core of this issue. In most situations, is that you feel unsafe about saying no. You feel that you're not in security when you want to say no. So you have to learn to get in touch with that inner space of security. It's about feeling safe. You have to learn that it's okay, it's valid, and it's safe to say no, and you're allowed to do it. You can do it. Now, when I'm talking about security, I'm talking about it's your job to find that space internally where it's safe to express the boundaries. Okay? But don't expect too much that it will come to you. You have to search actively for it. You have to be willing to dig internally and look inward and try to connect with that security around having boundaries. Connect with the sense of normality. It's absolutely normal to have boundaries and it's safe. And it's what you need. And so because it's what you need, it's not dangerous. It's dangerous only when it's not heard, only when it's not listened to. And you're not a kid anymore. So as an adult, it's not dangerous. It's what you need. So listen to the deepest need of having to set the boundaries for your own security, for your own safety. And don't be scared of expressing that need for safety. Don't be scared of expressing that you need to be in security. Sometimes you will have to say no to some things because you know it's too much, it's too overwhelming. And that's showing your mind that you're capable of making yourself feel safe by saying no and by turning away from something you don't want. That security, you can activate it on your own by doing these things. If you follow truly your need for security, by following this intention, you will naturally see when you need to say no, when you need to set a boundary, and it will be more clear for you on what you need to do to have a safe place. And so you can see in your daily life what you can implement so that you feel safe. And that's already the boundary. I will do yoga at that time. At that time, I will not go to this party because I don't want to, because I need to focus on myself. This is already making the boundary for yourself. It's already making that safe place for yourself. Saying, with these people, I don't want to meet them because they are not healthy. And so you stay in your security, and that's how you create the boundary. You use that security all the time. And you will see that the more you feel safe, the more it's easy to set boundaries. It's a positive influence. It has a snowball effect. The more you keep in your security, the more you can set boundaries. The more you can set boundaries, the more you can keep your security. The only moment when setting a boundary is very difficult is when you are with toxic people. If you have good people around you, it shouldn't be a problem. If you say no, they will hear and they will respect. That's why your environment matters, because you can try to set boundaries forever with a toxic person, like a narcissist, for example. It will never work. You can forget about it. Instead, I highly recommend that you learn to strive towards a new environment where setting boundaries feels super comfortable and normal. And in many of you guys situations, I know that a lot of you were born in unhealthy families on top of having been through abuse. And so this environment is key so that you can learn from a healthy person, from healthy people, that it's completely fine to say no, okay? Most likely, your difficulty of setting boundaries come also from your difficulty of being authentic. Because if you were truly honest with yourself and if you were truly in touch with your authenticity, it shouldn't be a problem to set boundaries. Because if you know yourself and you know who you are, you know what is your value, then you don't care. Because most likely you're playing a role, you're wearing a mask of someone who is not exactly your true authentic expression. And that's why it's so hard to set the boundaries, because you live in a fake world and with a fake personality. And so this fake personality has emerged in your life as a defense mechanism so that you can protect yourself from being fully authentic, because being fully authentic was so painful that you had to invent a new persona and be someone else. Now it's about letting go of all these identities, because they are dysfunctional and they are not you. And so learn how to see the real you, the real authentic expression, the direct expression, the safe expression, instead of the fake you, which will never be able to set boundaries because it's an identity that has been built on trauma. But if you get in touch with your authenticity, it will feel aligned, it will feel easy and normal to set a boundary. The only moments when you're not setting it properly is when you're in this mind-made sense of self, which is a trap, which is just coming from trauma. It's not really you, it's dysfunctional. Now, being authentic means being true to yourself. It means not hiding, not wearing this mask, as I said. So when you're with people, try to be as real as you can. And it's something I did for a long time. I was training myself to actually say what I want to say and share what I want to share. Don't try to manipulate the perception that others have about you. Just be fully raw, fully honest. And that's where you will develop this authenticity. And if you're connected to your authenticity, it will be so easy to set boundaries because you will know what is truly resonating with you. It's so difficult to set boundaries when you're fake because you're just pretending all the time. You don't even know what you are truly. And so try to train yourself. When you want to share something, you actually do it. You step through the fear and you actually say the thing you want to say. You share the thing you want to share, whether it's your point of view, an idea about something, or a desire to express the truth, you do it. And when people ask you, how are you today? Don't try to lie. Just be honest as much as you can. It's not easy, right? But as much as you can. Say, not so good, I have anxiety. And you will see that most of the time, it's not even dangerous. They're not even judging you because people hope that other people can be sincere and honest. It's a secret wish that we all have, is that people around you are fully honest and say the truth. It's so much better and comfortable, right? And so they secretly wish for you to say the truth. So don't be scared. When you say the truth, they will either be empathetic or help you, or they will not care. They will be neutral. It's not that dangerous to share what you feel. For example, in some situations, you can say, okay, I am scared. And you actually own it. You own this reality. Yes, you are scared. And you share it. And it can be even funny sometimes to share something that you're scared about, and you can even make jokes about it. And this whole authenticity is about owning yourself. Whether you're alone or with some people, you own your reality. You don't lie to yourself. Yes, you are scared. Yes, you are ashamed. Yes, you feel this. Yes, you think that, and that's okay. Like, own this as the truth. That's where you are right now. That's not your fault. That's because of what happened to you. But don't disown it. Own this. And when you will see that when you own fully this, when you own your reality, your feelings, your thoughts, your patterns, and you say, okay, this is me right now where I am, It's so much easier to express the boundaries. It's so much easier to be clear on what you want because now you're fully aligned with yourself. And that's super powerful. And from that place, it's smooth. Setting boundaries, it's easy. We often fall into the trap of attempting to please others. And so we invent and we pretend being someone that we're not. Don't fall into that trap. Always see for yourself when you're doing this and stop doing this. Always be authentic and honest. Now, another thing that is, I think, very important and powerful when it comes to learn how to set boundaries after childhood trauma, it's feeling your body's boundaries. Because if you've been abused sexually, most likely your body boundaries were completely destroyed. And so you need to learn how to feel your body's boundaries and to see that physically there are already some boundaries and it's safe. If I touch my body, I know that this is the first primal boundary that I need is the physical boundary before the emotional boundary, okay? So getting in touch with your body physically and touching your body, just a few hands for some times can just help directly, okay? Because when you have trauma, you have this distorted perception of physicality. It's like you're close to everyone, but far at the same time. It's like too close, too far, and there's this mix where it's not very clear where is the boundary. And so using your body as a boundary itself and to notice that this is me, this is you, this is me, I feel myself here, right here, and I feel the physical boundary, it is safe. Okay, and that way you feel more safe because you can reunite with your body and see that right now you're safe right now. The event is gone, you're safe. And the thing is, there is only trouble of setting boundaries when you're disowning your feelings, you're disowning your reality, you're not actually honest with yourself, you're not in touch with truly what you feel. Because if you're truly in touch with what you feel, you know when you don't want something. If you feel the sense of inadequacy in a situation, you know that it's time to set the boundary. But because you're disconnected from your feelings, because you're not paying attention sincerely to what you feel and staying with that, then you're not able to use them as a compass to see if you like something or if you don't. And so that's why learning to be in the body and with your feelings will help you because you will know that in this situation, it doesn't feel right. In this situation, you feel anger, you don't want to stay. With some types of people, you feel that you want to not be with them. So that's a clear insight that you want to set the boundary. And then the only thing that you have to do is to act on it. But to act on it, you already need to know what you feel. And so that's why feeling is so important. And if you're numb, then you will have to soothe your nervous system and relax and do practices with the body so that you can get in touch with your feelings and have more clarity. Now it's also that after these traumas, you don't have clarity on exactly what you want with your life and what you like. It's so confusing to be abused like this that you completely lost touch with what you want, with your desires, with your dreams and hopes and aspirations. You don't even know who you are anymore, and you're confused between what other people want from you and what you want for yourself. And so there's really this game of learning to know what you want. What do you want in this situation? What do you want with your life? Because if you don't have clarity with this, you will always be in this fog, in this blurriness, where whatever you do, you're not clear on the direction you're taking. So having this direction with your life, how do you want to transform? Who do you want to become? And the boundary come from this ability to make the difference between the others and you. So there's the needs of the others and there's the need of you. And you have to make that difference. This person wants this, but I want something different. And so it's about stopping merging these two together. Because when you go through abuse, the abuser with the victim, they merge together. And it's so confusing. You don't even know if you're the abuser or the victim. And so there's this merging completely, and you don't even remember what you need. And so get in touch with this. What do you need? How is what you need different from people around you? and see when you're in social situations, try to remain aware and in touch with your needs. Maybe you need to be alone. Maybe you need to express something. Maybe you need to relax. And don't focus too much on others. Don't mix yourself with others. Stay in you, okay? Okay, so I hope this video was helpful for you. And if it is, you can subscribe, and you can also join my free WhatsApp group in which I share everyday practices and personalized guidance, especially for all the survivors of childhood sexual violence. And so you can ask me any question and I can give you a specific answer that will help you, and specific practices. I also share a lot about spirituality and how to open up to a deeper life, a more true life. I share my own experience, and it's a good synergy. It's a group where everyone is helping each other, and which I am trying my best to bring a clear framework and a clear guidance so that everyone can act on it and see results for themselves. It's really a safe place. We're not so many people, but if you're interested, it could be very useful, and it is very useful for people. You also get a free call with me, so that I can guide you a little bit and know you more. So don't hesitate, and see you soon.